Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this explosive breakdown of one of the most talked about moments in daytime television history. Today, we're diving deep into the shocking incident where Kelly Clarkson absolutely exploded on the Today Show during an interview with co-host Craig Melvin. What began as what seemed like a routine chat about her latest album and upcoming tour quickly escalated into a heated confrontation that left the studio audience stunned, viewers at home glued to their screens, and social media ablaze with reactions. Kelly, known for her powerhouse vocals and relatable personality, has always been a fan favorite, but this moment showcased a side of her that's raw, unfiltered, and fiercely protective of her personal boundaries. As the cameras rolled on that fateful morning, Craig Melvin, with his signature charm and probing questions, delved into topics that hit a little too close to home for the singer. It started innocently enough with discussions about her divorce from ex-husband Brandon Blackstock and how it's influenced her music, but things took a turn when Melvin pressed on the emotional toll and rumors swirling around her mental health. Kelly's face tightened, her usual warm smile fading into a look of frustration that built like a storm cloud. She paused, took a deep breath, and then unleashed a torrent of words that no one saw coming. "Craig, I've been through hell, and I'm not here to relive it for your ratings," she snapped, her voice rising with each syllable. The audience gasped collectively, and you could hear the murmurs rippling through the crowd. Melvin, caught off guard, tried to steer the conversation back, but Kelly was done. She stood up midway through, her chair scraping against the floor in a dramatic echo that amplified the tension. This wasn't just an interview gone wrong, it was a pivotal moment where a celebrity drew a line in the sand, refusing to be fodder for entertainment. As she gestured emphatically, her hands cutting through the air like knives, she elaborated on the invasive nature of media scrutiny, how it invades privacy and exacerbates pain. "You think this is entertainment? This is my life," she exclaimed, her eyes flashing with a mix of anger and vulnerability. The crew behind the scenes froze, unsure whether to cut to commercial or let it play out. Melvin, to his credit, attempted to apologize on air, but the damage was done. Kelly's explosion wasn't just verbal, it was emotional, a cathartic release that resonated with so many who feel the weight of public judgment. In the aftermath, clips of the moment went viral within minutes, amassing millions of views and sparking debates across platforms like Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Fans rallied behind her, praising her for standing up, while critics questioned if it was over the top. But let's rewind a bit to understand the context. Kelly's journey post-divorce has been public, from her weight loss transformation to her move to New York for the Kelly Clarkson Show. She's been open about therapy and self-care, but there's a limit to how much one can share before it feels exploitative. Melvin's question about whether her new single was inspired by specific betrayals in her marriage crossed that line, igniting the fuse. As she spoke, her words flowed passionately, detailing the years of legal battles, custody fights, and the relentless paparazzi. She mentioned how such interrogations trivialize real trauma, turning survivors into spectacles. The paragraph continues to explore the immediate reactions from the Today Show team, with Hoda Kotb commenting on the need for sensitivity in interviews. Al Roker, off to the side, nodded in agreement, his expression one of quiet support. Kelly didn't storm off entirely. Instead, she composed herself enough to wrap up the segment, but the air was thick with unresolved tension. This event highlights the evolving dynamics between celebrities and journalists in the age of social media, where every word is dissected. As we delve deeper, we'll uncover how this explosion might reshape Kelly's career and the broader conversation on mental health in Hollywood. But for now, let's appreciate the bravery it took for her to voice her truth in such a public forum. The video footage, replayed endlessly, captures every nuance from the slight tremor in her voice to the determined set of her jaw. It's a testament to her resilience, a woman who's risen from American Idol to superstardom, now asserting her narrative control. And as the credits rolled on that segment, one thing was clear: Kelly Clarkson had just made television history. Building on that intense moment, let's examine the build-up to Kelly's explosion and the subtle cues that foreshadowed the eruption. The interview was scheduled as part of promoting her sixth studio album, which features tracks delving into heartbreak, empowerment, and redemption, a theme straight from her personal playbook. Craig Melvin, An experienced host known for his affable demeanor, opened with praise for her vocal range and the sold-out tours, but as the conversation progressed, he shifted to more personal territory. Questions about her children's adjustment to the divorce and her co-parenting challenges were met with measured responses from Kelly, her eyes occasionally darting away from the camera. It was when Melvin referenced a recent tabloid story alleging financial disputes with her ex that the temperature in the studio began to rise. Kelly's posture changed and she leaned forward, her fingers interlacing tightly as if to steady herself. "I've addressed this in my music, Craig. Why drag it up again?" she replied, her tone laced with irritation. The audience, sensing the shift, fell into an uneasy silence. Melvin, perhaps aiming to create compelling TV, pushed further, asking if the song Invisible Chains was a direct diss track aimed at Blackstock. That's when Kelly's dam broke. She interrupted him mid-sentence, her voice booming through the microphones. "This isn't a gossip session. I'm here to talk about my art, not my pain for your amusement." The words hung in the air, sharp and unyielding. What followed was a masterclass in controlled fury, Kelly articulating the toll of constant speculation on her family, how it affects her kids, and the double standard women face in the industry. She name-dropped other female artists who've been similarly hounded, drawing parallels to Britney Spears' conservatorship battles and Taylor Swift's feuds, emphasizing a pattern of exploitation. Melvin's face flushed, his usual poise cracking as he stammered a defense, claiming it was all in the spirit of authenticity. But Kelly wasn't buying it. She countered that true authenticity respects boundaries, not bulldozes them. As the exchange intensified, the live feed captured split-second reactions, a producer in the control room mouthing "cut to break," but the director held steady, letting the rawness unfold. This decision amplified the drama, turning a standard promo spot into a cultural flashpoint. Post-interview, insiders revealed that Kelly had prepped with her team to avoid personal questions, but the spontaneity of live TV threw a wrench in that. Her explosion resonated because it's relatably who hasn't felt cornered in a conversation. Social media exploded with memes, GIFs, and think pieces, from #StandWithKelly trending worldwide to parodies on late-night shows. Critics like those on TMZ dissected every angle, while supporters on Reddit threads praised her as a role model for mental health advocacy. Kelly's history of candor, from sharing her struggles with anxiety on her show to collaborating with mental health organizations, added layers to this outburst. It wasn't random, it was the culmination of years under the microscope. As the video progresses, we'll hear from experts on celebrity psychology and media ethics. But first, let's consider the impact on the Today Show itself. Ratings spiked by 40% in that time slot, proving controversy sells. Yet it sparked internal reviews on interview protocols. Hoda Kotb, in a follow-up segment, shared her own experiences with tough questions, bridging the gap with empathy. Kelly, for her part, hasn't commented publicly yet, but sources close to her say she's focusing on her tour prep, channeling the energy into performances. This incident underscores the high stakes of fame, where vulnerability is both a strength and a liability. In the end, Kelly's explosion was more than anger, it was a declaration of self-worth, reminding us all that even stars have limits. Now, shifting focus to the immediate fallout and the ripple effects across entertainment news, Kelly Clarkson's bold stand on the Today Show has ignited a firestorm of discussions on celebrity privacy and journalistic integrity. Within hours, major outlets like People magazine and Entertainment Weekly published in-depth articles, quoting anonymous sources from both sides. Kelly's team released a statement thanking fans for their support and emphasizing her commitment to honest conversations on her own terms. Meanwhile, NBC executives downplayed the incident as a passionate exchange, but behind closed doors, there were whispers of sensitivity training for hosts. Craig Melvin addressed it on his personal social media, expressing respect for Kelly and regretting any discomfort caused, which softened some of the backlash against him. However, the internet being the internet, conspiracy theories abounded, from claims that it was staged for publicity to deeper dives into Melvin's interviewing style, citing past controversial moments with other guests. Kelly's fans, the Kelly Clarkson Army as they're known, mobilized fiercely, flooding comment sections with messages of solidarity and sharing personal stories of media overreach. On platforms like YouTube, reaction videos poured in, analyzing body language and predicting career boosts for Kelly. Her album sales surged overnight, proving that authenticity sells. But let's peel back the layers. This wasn't just about one interview, it's symptomatic of a larger issue in daytime TV, where personal drama drives viewership. Shows like The View and The Talk have had similar blow-ups, but Kelly's felt different and more genuine, less performative. Her explosion highlighted the exhaustion of performative vulnerability, where stars are expected to bare their souls for applause. As she elaborated in that heated moment, referencing her testimony in the messy divorce trial, she revealed how such probes reopen wounds that are barely healed. The audience's reaction was mixed. Some cheered her on, others shifted uncomfortably, unaccustomed to such unscripted intensity. Post-show, Kelly retreated to her New York studio, where she reportedly vented to close friends like Reba McEntire, who offered sage advice drawn from her own career longevity. McEntire, a mentor figure, echoed Kelly's sentiments in a subtle Instagram post about protecting one's peace. The broader implications extend to how networks handle live mishaps. Do they edit for damage control or embrace the realness? In this case, the unedited clip became the most watched segment of the year, outpacing even Olympic highlights. Mental health advocates praised Kelly for modeling healthy boundaries, while some therapists noted the cathartic value of her outburst. On the flip side, media watchdogs criticized Melvin for blurring lines between promotion and intrusion. As we continue this video, we'll explore fan theories and what Kelly might say next, but pause to consider her evolution. From the bubbly Idol winner to a divorced mom of two navigating fame, Kelly's story is one of reinvention. This explosion could be the catalyst for her most empowering era yet, with new music that channels this fire. Interviews like this remind us that celebrities are human, deserving of respect beyond their public personas. The dialogue is sparked is invaluable, pushing for change in how we consume entertainment. Ultimately, Kelly's moment of explosion was a victory for authenticity in an industry often mired in facades. Delving deeper into the psychological and cultural undercurrents of Kelly Clarkson's Today Show meltdown, it's fascinating to see how this single event encapsulates broader societal tensions around fame, feminism, and fragility. Psychologists have weighed in, suggesting that Kelly's response was a classic fight-or-flight manifestation under stress, amplified by the spotlight. Her history of opening up about depression and body image issues made this explosion all the more poignant, as it signaled a shift from sharing willingly to setting firm limits. In the interview's climax, when she challenged Melvin's line of questioning, her words cut deep. "I've given enough of my soul to the public, it's time to protect what's left." This resonated with women everywhere, sparking #Kelly Strong campaigns that trended for days. Culturally, it ties into the #MeToo era's emphasis on consent, even in conversational contexts. A consent to share personal narratives. Melvin, a black host in a predominantly white industry, faced additional scrutiny, with some accusing the segment of racial undertones in how questions were framed, though that's speculative. Kelly, ever the ally, later clarified in a vague tweet that it was about boundaries, not personal attacks. The video's viral nature led to parodies on SNL and TikTok dances mimicking her dramatic pause, blending humor with homage. But beneath the memes lies a serious conversation about work-life balance for public figures. Kelly's relocation to NYC for her show was meant to be a fresh start, yet old wounds followed. Her explosion forced a reckoning, with Today producers reportedly revising guest prep sheets to include trigger warnings. Fan forums buzzed with dissections of her outfit, a bold red dress symbolizing her fiery spirit, and how it contrasted with the show's pastel set. As the dust settled, Kelly's ratings on her own show ticked up, with guests like Ariana Grande commending her courage in a crossover appearance. This incident also spotlighted the double standard. Male stars like Justin Bieber faced less personal grilling. Kelly's retort highlighted this, advocating for equity in interviews. Looking ahead, experts predict this could lead to collaborative projects, perhaps a podcast on celebrity mental health. The explosion's legacy is in its teachable moments for hosts, on empathy for audiences, on compassion. Kelly emerged stronger, her authenticity shining brighter. In wrapping this segment, remember, explosions like this aren't breakdowns, they're breakthroughs, reshaping narratives one passionate word at a time. As we approach the heart of this video's analysis, let's explore the long-term ramifications for Kelly Clarkson's career trajectory following her explosive clash with Craig Melvin on The Today Show. Industry insiders speculate that this could catapult her into a new phase of advocacy, leveraging the moment to launch initiatives against media intrusion. Album streams for her latest release jumped 200% in the week after, underscoring how controversy fuels fandom. Collaborations are already in talks, with producers eyeing her raw energy for film soundtracks or even a docuseries on her life. Melvin, meanwhile, has been lauded by some for tough journalism, but others call for accountability, petitioning NBC for diverse guest protections. Kelly's inner circle reveals she felt empowered post-incident, using it as fuel for songwriting sessions that birthed potential hits about resilience. Social media's role was pivotal. Influencers dissected the clip frame by frame, amplifying voices from marginalized fans who saw themselves in her stand. The event even influenced fashion trends, with Kelly Red becoming a symbol of bold expression. Broader media shifts include updated guidelines at networks like ABC and CBS, inspired by this blow-up. Kelly's talk show episodes post-event featured segments on healthy confrontations, drawing record viewers. Critics who once pigeonholed her as pop diva now hail her as a cultural commentator. Potential backlash, minimal, as public sympathy leaned her way. This explosion might mend fences with ex-fans alienated by her divorce saga, humanizing her further. As tours resume, expect setlists infused with anthems born from this fire. In essence, what seemed like a career risk turned into a renaissance, proving Kelly's star power endures. Her message: fame doesn't forfeit dignity. This video celebrates that unyielding spirit,